Profanity Nation.
Yeah, it's the new era of man for some old school fans with a new school brand. We got money on the mic with the plan in hand. And Stat Pat to his left, they go hand in hand. And to the right, we got Simpster, he putting it down. It's the Profanity Nation, we running the town. Yeah,
It's the Profanity Nation.
Yo, welcome to the show. Welcome to the Profanity Nation podcast, where we are most definitely the voice of the professional fan. We've got a couple guests in studio today we will get to in just a second. But first, let's introduce my co-host as always, Money Mike. How you feeling?
Man, it's going to be fun, man. We got BBJ in. We got this other guy. I just found out that's LeBron apologist.
He's got a name.
So we're going to have to have a conversation.
Let's introduce them right now.
We got to have a conversation.
We got Big Baby Jonathan from the Big Baby Jonathan Sports Podcast. Awesome. You all know that. You all know who he is. We got his co-host, Deli Del. How you feeling?
I'm feeling well.
Excellent.
All right,
Excellent. Cool. You guys watch the show, so you know that we always get started with a segment with our guy, professional athletic trainer Marco Nunez. Let's go ahead and bring him on right now. Marco, how you doing?
Doing well. How's everybody doing today?
Good. We know you're busy. You're on the road. Thank you for taking the time out to join us. Also, different time zone, so it's late, but we really appreciate you being with us. As usual, Money Mike's got some questions for you. We're trying to restrict him from asking specific fantasy football questions. He has to stick to the show, but we're going to go ahead and let him go. Money Mike, you're on.
So I've already done, I've done 2 drafts. I did a draft yesterday and a draft today, actually. And I got Zach Ertz on my team. This dude, it kept on saying questionable. And I should have hit you up before, but I'm asking right now. So he has a strained calf, and he got the beginning of August. And they said that he may be able to be in the starting lineup. I got to go give me another tight end, huh, Marco?
So he has
to practice all month.
Correct. So it's a preseason. So right now he's their starting tight end. So they're not going to push him. They probably most likely didn't play anything. So they're not going to emphasize. They're going to sit him down. Most of these players nowadays, when they're veterans, they don't push them. They don't play them during the training camp right now. It's not like they're going to forget how to play football by the time game 1 comes around. So you're okay. The second question is, what kind of degree of strain did he have? I don't think they've said either first or second degree. A first one, you're looking at about maybe 2 to 3 weeks, so she should be fine. If it's a second degree, you're looking more about a 4 to 6 week kind of time period. So if that's the case, there is a very good chance that he may miss. So you may want to kind of prepare yourself with another tight end there.
All right, I gotta give you another tight end, man.
It's gonna be a long time
because, like I said, they're like it's probable, like they're gonna try to make it work, and I can't go out like that first week. So
yeah,
that's my bad. I should have picked somebody else.
And that, you know what? Here's the thing right now. You want to probably wait until maybe Tuesday or Wednesday once he actually start getting in the field and practicing. If he's out there, then you know he's going to play. I don't think they play. They don't play on Thursday, right?
No, they play on Sunday.
Okay, so you got time. So if by Thursday night he's not out there practicing, then that's a good indication that you may want to try to pick somebody up. If he's already back out there, he should be cleared by Thursday. Then you don't have nothing to worry about. You'll be able to roll with them.
All right, sounds good. But let me ask you. If he starts, you think he'll be able to make it through the whole game? Is this an injury that can be I know everybody knows it can be reactivated, but what's the likelihood of it during the game and them taking him out? What do you think?
If he's fully clear and he's practicing, here's the other thing also. As long as he hasn't been restricted during these practices, so like Thursday, Friday, if he's not restricted and he's a full go, you have nothing to worry about. But if on Thursday he's only, hey, you know what, he didn't participate in the scrimmage, he did some drills on the side, then that's when I'm going to be like, okay, well, what's going on? Why are they limiting him? Are they just really being overly cautious, or there's something going on there that they're kind of worried about? They want to save it for the game type of thing. If that's the case, then that's kind of like a sign that says, you know what, something's going on. But by Thursday, if he's full go, practices, scrimmages with the team, same thing with Friday, no limitations whatsoever, he's free to go, they release him on into the wild, then you have nothing to worry about.
All right.
All right, I got a question. Let's get to NBA here. NBA training camp's about to open. I think towards the end of the month here, players are going to go ahead and get back in. Some are already, we've already seen pictures of LeBron and AD working out at the Lakers facility. But as a player and as the athletic trainer, where do you want these players to be at this stage? Are they just light practicing? Are they starting to build it up, starting to get heavy practice of 5-on-5? Where do you want them to be at this stage when they're getting ready to head into training camp?
Yeah, so most of the players, I don't want to say they're required, but traditionally most of the players start rolling in around after Labor Day weekend. So the Tuesday, Wednesday, that's where most players start coming in. The vets start kind of arriving. Yes, you would love for them to come in there already in somewhat of a game shape or somewhat conditioned. Last thing you want is you don't want them to come in even Labor Day weekend and they're like, hey, I'm gonna use the month of September to kind of get back in shape. That's gonna be a struggle because then that's when you start getting some of those issues or injuries type of thing. They will pick it up. They'll probably do a little bit of intense workouts from like the first week of September, even the second week of September, and then they'll probably like slow it down the third week, and usually the fourth week of September, right before or the weekend right before media day, that most of the players will kind of go away for a quick last minute getaway, kind of do some R&R and then come back type of thing. So usually this first, second week, they start ramping it up.
Excellent. And then question, when these players start to arrive to the training facility and they're working out, is it just the eye test to tell whether or not they are in shape and how to plan for those specific players? Or are there actual like somewhat tests, running tests, wind tests, anything like that? Again, it was just the eye test.
Yeah, no, there's a variety of tests you can do with athletes. There's the T test, like you mentioned. There's a Wingate test type of thing you can do. So every team kind of does their own test as far as try to test to see where their cardiovascular and their conditioning is going on. At the same time, they also do what's called a stress test, where you stress their heart. You go on a treadmill with EKG, stuff like that. So even at this time, as they're slowly arriving before they actually get on the court, you'll start doing part of the physical. So the physical is you don't wait for the physical to be done like when training camp begins. Now, as they start arriving, all that stuff is being done, and ideally, you want all that get done by the time they actually step on the court, even if it's just for like practice right now in September.
Excellent. Money?
No, I'm good. BBJ, you have any questions for him, Marco?
Yeah. Anytime when I got a massage one time, and they massaged my foot, I kept getting like little cramps, like something like with sticky, like knives and stuff. How do
Sharp pains?
Yeah, sharp pains in the foot. How do I prevent that?
So those sharp pains that you probably, or whenever they do like any soft tissue massage or anything like that, and they hit a specific spot, that's referred to a trigger point, or you have like either little knots in that area. So that's just kind of normal wear and tear from walking, from running, from all that stuff. As you age, unfortunately, they kind of create on the part. So one of the things you can do, especially if you have it at the bottom of your foot, where a lot of people get what's called plantar fasciitis, if you go and get either, I suggest start with a tennis ball and you just roll over the tennis ball. Ideal situation, you want to eventually graduate to a golf ball. But keep in mind, don't start with the golf ball if you've never done this, because as soon as you start with the golf ball, it's going to be some excruciating pain and your foot may actually get sore. So start with the tennis ball, graduate to like a T-ball, rubber ball, then to a lacrosse ball, and eventually to a golf ball. And if you do this like almost every day, just as part of the stretch, it should alleviate some of the symptoms in that area.
Okay. I have a continued question to what I already asked about the players coming in. Again, as the team or athletic trainer and so forth, are you taking kind of those stats from those players from last year and seeing how they compare to this year? And if that's the case, is that different with a younger player who essentially is approaching their prime versus maybe a LeBron who's well past their prime? Is there an expected decline? Are you going in and saying, I expect a 5% decline, where maybe with a player who's approaching their prime, you expect a 5% increase? Is there any of that?
So yeah, when you talk about stats, you're talking about the numbers, right? Their shooting percentage and all that stuff, correct?
No. I'm talking about just like those win tests and so forth. They're just being in.
Yeah, I mean, you do. I mean, as you get older, usually the prime time for professional athlete is a window is usually between 25 and 30. That's kind of like where they're usually their prime. After 30, they slowly start declining. Some athletes, because of genetic, may decline a lot slower. Others may kind of quickly kind of go downhill pretty quick. So yeah, you expect a little bit. For example, if we were to do like a vertical jump test and test LeBron's vertical now compared to when he entered the league, I'm gonna expect a little bit some difference. He's gonna have some lower vertical. That's just what it is. Usually, as your body genetically, you tend to lose what's called your fast twitch muscle fibers. Those are the ones that give you the explosiveness.
Yep.
But as you get older, you get wiser. So as an athlete, you start playing smarter, not necessarily harder.
Absolutely. Marco, thank you so much for joining us as always. Can you let everybody know the best way to keep up to date with what you've got going on?
Yeah, if you guys have any questions regarding sports medicine, strength and conditioning, or recovery, please go ahead and feel free to DM me on my Instagram at Marco A 17, or please subscribe to my YouTube channel at Evolve Athletic Performance.
Thank you, my man. You get to go to get some sleep now.
Good night.
We'll do. Take care.
Have a good one, Marco. Thank you so much.
All right, man. We'll talk real soon, man.
Absolutely.
For real.
All right. Perfect.
I'll probably
guys.
call you.
Yeah, you'll be calling him a lot. All right, so let's get to it. Okay, so as we said, we've got some great guests here today. We've got Big Baby Jonathan, co-host Deli Dell. How you guys feeling?
I'm doing good, man. Thanks for having me on, man. I really appreciate it.
Oh, no, we can't wait. We're so excited to have you here. We've been working on this for a while. Finally, the schedule worked out. So you're in LA. You just happen to be, well, you're not too far from LA anyways, but man, is it hot out here. If you guys don't know, man, we're hitting 110 like candy out here. I think just the other day it was 127 in Death Valley, which is a September record for the entire world, the hottest that it's ever been on the earth in recorded history. So we're just trying to get by and get through it, guys. But one thing that's definitely hot, always is hot, Lakers. Lakers always hot. There's never an off season. Let's get right into it. Okay. So the headlines with the Lakers, as we know, are, always busting is what Russell Westbrook, what's going to happen with Russell Westbrook. That's always a tongue twister for me. Russell Westbrook. I don't want to make the mistake with his name. I'm not going to do it and be rude. But Westbrook, let's just start off with you, Big Baby. What is your thought on Westbrook? Would you like to see him stay? Would you like to see him go? Would you like to see Darvin Ham give him a chance? What's your gut feeling on Westbrook? What do you want to see?
I want to see Russell Westbrook on the team. That's what my gut feeling is. And I feel like if he doesn't come back, get some pieces for him. Buddy Hield's out there, Miles Turner, Mike Conley, Jordan Clarkson. But at the end of the day, man, if he stays, we just got to roll with it.
Just got to roll with
We
it.
got to roll with it. And just Darvin Ham is a tough-minded coach. He will get on Russell Westbrook. He will get on him. He's not afraid to bench Russell Westbrook.
Look, this how I feel about that, though. So they literally, when they interviewed him, you heard all the reports, right? They had a long conversation in detail about Russell Westbrook. They interviewed him and asked him, how would you use Russell Westbrook?
See, it's the same. Tongue twister. He has it wrong too.
Right. They said that. So literally, Darvin Ham got the job based on what he said about how he would use Russell Westbrook. I feel we have to give him an opportunity. I mean, I think the Buddy Hield thing and all that stuff, we should have got them last year. But, we got that other GM that's a player that's only get paid to play,
Who's that? Rob Pelinka doesn't play.
No, I know. Well, yeah. Well, like
who are you talking about?
Well, he just got signed for like another $97 million.
Yeah, or boy.
That guy.
That would be LeBron James, the GM of the Los Angeles Lakers, as Carmelo.
Yeah, so we could have got Buddy Hield last year.
Yeah.
Right. And so now, oh my God, because we listened to LeBron and got Westbrook, why are we abandoning the ship? Because LeBron is the GM, right? Let's rock with it, see what happens.
Deli Dell, what's your thoughts on Westbrook?
Man, I feel like you guys hit it on point. I would say give him a chance.
Yeah.
Of course, we know what season he just had. We know who he can be. He's really a good player, like hands down. He just got to get back in that mode, and like Lakers. I'm all about mama mentality. I feel like he still has enough in his tank. I still feel like he got some more stuff to prove.
But you do know that wasn't a problem last year, though.
Oh yeah, I know that was the problem. He just didn't have a good.
What was the problem?
He didn't have a good season.
Why didn't he have a good season, Deli Dell?
He had times to shine.
No. Why didn't he have a good season?
He had times to shine.
Okay, look.
I think you can put some of that on Vogel. Okay. You can definitely put a lot of that on Vogel.
And the system.
Or lack of system, lack of rotation.
Look, it did come out saying that Vogel and him, in the preseason, whatever, they had an argument, all that type of stuff. But listen, I knew what to do and how to use Westbrook, and I'm not a coach, right? But I knew how to use Westbrook. I said, you cannot have Westbrook and LeBron on the floor at the same time, right? That's something that they did not do. They had them on there at the same time. That's why it didn't work. The reason why Westbrook had the season he had because LeBron got in the way.
But listen, at the same time, okay, we can go back to when LeBron was on with Miami Heat and LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh. It didn't work the first season, and hey, it's just not. It didn't work the first season. But hey, if we give it a chance, if we get it, they didn't work. Like, of course, but they made the playoffs, and then they lost to the Spurs. They lost to the Spurs.
But they made it to the finals.
Hey, I understand.
We're not making it to the playoffs.
We was injured the whole season.
It is a little bit different.
Yeah.
Well,
we
Davis was injured.
Season.
Davis was injured.
That comes a part of sports and everything. You know, like you're gonna get injured. Like there's nothing you can do about it, but step up.
Yep.
We just couldn't step up.
I think there's a lot to the Vogel. And I actually understand your point. New coach changes everything. We know that. We saw that. Del Harris to Phil Jackson. We saw that. We've seen that on other teams. It's a night and day difference. Now, whether Darvin Ham is that difference, we don't know. Nobody knows because he's never had that role. He's definitely talking the talk. The time will come to walk the walk. I think we're better off than we were last year with this squad. However, we have, you're talking about championship teams tend to have chemistry. Is there chemistry? LeBron never really stuck up for Westbrook last year, never stood up and said, hey, get off my boy. It's not him. It's a team effort. He pretty much let him take the fall. He didn't step up this summer and say, I want Westbrook here. He never did. Now you add his arch enemy, Patrick Beverly, to the team and say, deal with it. Play with this guy. Chemistry is a big deal, guys. I don't know if a coach, especially a first-time, head coach, can control that chemistry when you've got these strong egos. I'm hoping, again, Darvin Ham had a great press conference. Hopefully it doesn't stop there. But, let's just go right to the Beverly and Westbrook. They weren't friends by any means. They've shared, their jabs against each other. Westbrook was quoted as saying after they played him, Houston, saying that he doesn't play defense. He doesn't do much of anything out there. Beverly's never been one to shy away from a squabble. How do you think they're going to get along if Westbrook's on the team, big baby?
I feel like they're going to get along really good because Patrick Beverly brings toughness, grit, tenacity. And remember when Matt Barnes and Kobe Bryant had the same issue?
Yep.
And Ron Artest?
Yep.
When they got on the Lakers, they just squashed the beef. They executed well. But if Westbrook stays, I want that to happen. I want Westbrook and Patrick Beverly to be on the same page. I want this whole team to be on the same page. Because if you buy in early, you can do great things. But if you waiting to start the chemistry mid-season, it's not going to work. It's not going to work.
Is that a good trade, though?
For the Lakers?
Yeah. For what we gave up.
We gave up.
Did we give up too much?
THT, Stanley Johnson. It's a business. It is what it is.
I mean,
I'm okay with it.
THC
because Patrick Beverly
is what 24.
Yeah,
Beverly 34.
Nah, but what Beverly does, he's not going to lose too much from that. He's got it.
He's going to bring toughness. It's going to rub off. Remember how Karl Anthony Towns? They said he wasn't tough. They said he was soft. He brought it in.
But yes,
Anthony Towns, and now Anthony Edwards is more tougher now. So I expect the toughness to rub off on every Laker this year.
Deli, I'm not a fan.
Is that going to happen, though?
I'm not a fan of Patrick Beverly. I don't like his antics. I don't really.
No. Tell the truth, Simpson.
Yeah, I don't like him at all.
No. I
hate his antics.
Okay.
He has used strong words.
You know what? You know when it turned from I kind of don't like the guy to I hate him was his first time up against Lonzo. When he took all that crap to heart, that all the media crap that, because LeVar was talking Lonzo up and he's like, I'm going to show this guy. He was the only one in the league who tried to punk him. Everyone else just let him play and understood that was his dad and wasn't him, and they separated the two. Patrick went right after him and tried to school him and tried to, that's just not necessary. So I've never been a fan. In fact, I heavily disliked him. Magic Johnson quoted as saying, I hate the player, but now that he's a Laker, I love him. What are your thoughts just on Patrick Beverly and his play style?
Man, I feel like like he's not really so much skilled, so it's like everything he's been doing it's his chance to be in the NBA and playing for now the Lakers, so it's like anything that you do good, with like tactics, whatever you use, you're going to stick to that because that's what you've been doing. That's all you know. And, you can say the same thing with Draymond. Of course, Draymond has titles and everything like that, but he's just another player just like that. And I really feel like his tactics is going to help the Lakers. That's somebody that we need. We need somebody like a dog on or off the court. You know, when LeBron James is on the court or off, somebody has to like be that leader, at least to the point where, come on, y'all, let's play some defense. Let's pick it up. You know, let's
what I
move the
think?
ball around. He's that type of player, and he's gonna get in the other team's skin.
The most
And
historic Laker teams that have won championships have always had a player like that, or a player that we might call an enforcer. Someone who, if you punk one of our stars, he's going to come out and punk you.
Yes, sir.
LeBron can't punk you, but one of our guys is going to come out and punk you. We know in baseball, it's the pitcher. The pitcher's the enforcer. You do something bad, you're going to get hit. The next game we see you, and pitchers get thrown out all the time. So I don't disagree with that. Money Mike.
Is Beverly going to instill some defense in LeBron? Because that's what we need from LeBron.
Nah, he can't.
Right.
How bad do we want it though? How bad do we want to win this championship?
I mean,
Every player is going to sacrifice something, even LeBron James. And if it's defense,
sacrifice. I mean,
if
defense is not a sacrifice. Defense is not a sacrifice.
It should be a
It
constant.
should be part of the game.
Everybody's going to step
why
up.
are we sacrificing?
Beverly's not saying shit to LeBron, and he ain't saying shit to Anthony Davis
Yeah.
or Westbrook. He ain't, because he knows his place on this team.
Look,
That's also true.
He'll let all those frustrations out on the other players.
I completely love, man, what I saw in Minnesota. And I didn't see a whole lot of games in Minnesota, but I saw that he changed the culture over there. Everybody was getting in, we're being tough and not backing down from anything. And you knew that was all from Patrick Beverly. So I need that. Like I said, because like you said, Draymond Green, he's the heartbeat of the team.
Yes, sir.
So he's not the best player, but he's the heartbeat. He's the reason why they go. They make the decisions.
Pay him, Joe.
Same thing with Beverly. He needs to kind of be the heartbeat if he's going to be there. He needs to get LeBron, play some defense. When they gave you $97 million, actually perform.
He ain't saying that.
This dude,
He can only go out and show. He can't say shit to LeBron. It ain't
but
gonna
see,
happen.
then can Darvin him?
Yeah, he's the only one who can.
Because look, like I
You're
said,
absolutely right. He's the only one. You nailed it.
Look, I'm gonna tell you right now, those 30 points, man, that was all fluff last year. It's all fluff.
Tell him
And
what was the percentage?
You know why it was fluff? Because 91% of all of his points he got through garbage time.
Yep.
91%.
91% of LeBron James's points last year came in garbage time.
What do you think
when
about
the
that?
game did not matter?
What do you think about it? Explain that to me.
Is that stat pattern?
Explain that to
I understand what you're saying. It's like, hey, he had a good game, but overall, though, you didn't win the game. But
Correct.
It's like,
but that's
he still has to be talked about.
He only had a good game after the game was lost.
He's a king.
No,
so it's like I'm like this much old. You feel me? And then it's like I still gotta be relevant.
No, look, I'm gonna tell you why.
I still gotta be relevant. That's how he say relevant.
I'm gonna tell you why.
Stats. Russell Westbrook did and won an MVP.
Look, wait a minute. Russell Westbrook had 18-7-7. That's a great season for a whole lot of players.
Yeah.
Especially when you're the third option on the team.
Yeah, that's a great season for a whole lot
and
of
really,
players.
you might have considered him the
Now,
fourth or fifth.
Eye test says something else. Right. But see, what I'm telling you, when I'm asking you to do, because I heard that you were LeBron apologist. When I'm asking you to do, can we use the same eye test that we did on the Westbrook? Because we saw those air balls. We saw them Brits.
Shout out to my brother, by the way.
And we complained about Westbrook Brits. They called them Westbrook, right?
Yeah.
But you know what they didn't do was when LeBron scored 30 points and we lose about 25. Nobody said that, because that happened too.
See, I'm here to speak facts, all right?
So it's like, okay. So what's
the facts? Are 91% of his points came in garbage time.
Right, that's the fact.
That's the facts, but that's like the stats.
Right, that's the stats.
But also you have to go by, okay, what did I do to impact the game?
Nothing.
Sometimes he did turn the ball over.
Okay, I got you.
How many times has he done that?
I got you.
Then how many times has he hasn't done that?
How many games? How many games did LeBron have 30 points, 0 fouls? Well, you know what that means? He didn't even get an offensive foul. That, you know what I mean? So
not aggressive.
He didn't drive to the court. He didn't even get an offensive foul charge block. That didn't happen. He for sure didn't try to reach in and get something. So how much is he affecting the game, right? Because the dude literally My eye test saw, and everybody. I'm not. Listen, they say I'm a hater.
You're not
I'm
a hater.
not a hater.
You're not a hater. On
I'm just
LeBron.
telling you the
You're
truth.
keeping it real.
No, I'm just saying. Look,
You're keeping it real.
Have you seen the ball come off the rim, touch LeBron's hand, and him turn around?
DJ
everybody
Anthony
else,
Vincent agrees with you.
Yep.
and everybody turn around, look and say, "Wait a minute." He mad at them for not getting a rebound, but it touched him hand first. It touched it. He was closest to the ball. He was closest to the rim, but he mad that they didn't get the rebound.
I'd like to just know
Tell me
this as it gets to LeBron,
Yes.
and being that you technically are a LeBron fan, can we just retire the narrative of playoff energy LeBron is over and just say, man, you got to start from game one.
Yep.
That's
Game one, every game. One thing that Money Mike has brought up, and he's so right. You know, you can't call him a hater. LeBron was quoted as saying, after the Rams won their Super Bowl, and each time a Rams Super Bowl winner was in the stadium, I got to show up for them, and he'd play hard and we'd win. Oh, dude, what about the fans? Those guys got here. They got their free seats. What about the people who come here once a year or have for the only time in their life they want to see you play and you're not giving your all? Is it different?
everybody doesn't have that in them, and that's the mama mentality.
LeBron does not have
mama mentality.
LeBron does not have the mama mentality.
No, he never has.
Whatever happens, I'm gonna try to do my best. Period. And everybody just doesn't have that in them. And
Now, if anybody does on this squad currently, it's Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook is on this squad. So when you're asking who can hold LeBron accountable, what exactly does Russell Westbrook have to lose at this point by going up to LeBron and going, dude, get back on defense. Get back on defense. What he's got nothing to lose at this point. LeBron hung him out to dry, never supported his guy. Money? What has he got to lose?
Man, look,
he's the one.
For real.
Yeah.
I'm going with it because this is how I would do this. I would go to Darvin and say, yo, Darvin, I want to get on LeBron. And then when I get on LeBron, I need you to back me up as coach. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how I would do it.
Sure,
conspire. You know what I'm saying? Because I already know I'm gonna get slack from the public and media and all that other stuff for what they said about.
I don't think Dame's available, DJ, but we wouldn't mind. Big baby.
Do you think LeBron ever takes accountability on himself? I don't see it.
No, he doesn't. Well, and look, that is 100% proven. I see your face, man. But look, I'll give you an example.
Yeah.
Hey, at the beginning of the season last year, BBJ, help me out, man. Help me out. When at the beginning of the season, when everybody was like, "Oh my God, the team is old," what was the tweet that LeBron said?
Keep that energy.
Keep that same energy.
Right.
And what happened?
Right at the end of the season, what did LeBron say? He didn't say nothing. Exactly.
He didn't keep that energy.
He didn't get that energy. That dude was like, okay, cool. You know what I mean? Like he did not own up to what he said in the beginning of the season.
Morgan Kelly just wants to know, why are you such a LeBron hater?
Man, you know what?
You're not
let me say you. Morgan Kelly is my mom.
Okay.
Right? I
ain't hating.
I love my mom to death. And she loves LeBron. And the conversation I had with her, I said, look, he is a great philanthropist. I love what he does for the kids and everything. But on the court, I can't rock with him.
Did you ever like a prime LeBron at 25? Yes or no?
Oof.
I didn't really like this game. I never liked his style.
That's fair.
You know what I mean? So it just wasn't. He just wasn't my my cup of tea.
Because LeBron sucks. Per Anthony Vincent, DJ Anthony Vincent.
That's my brother, by the way. Shout out to
brother. Yo, what's up, brother?
Yeah, shout out to bro.
He's a hater.
He's a hater.
Yeah, I'm not hating. If listen, I'm okay with you guys calling me a hater, but I just really want somebody to tell me what I'm wrong about. I mean,
when you say LeBron sucks, you're wrong. That's where you take it too far. He doesn't suck. He's the best player in basketball, has been for many years. He's just not Kobe.
How can we say that though?
Because the record shows he
hasn't impacted the game.
He's impacted not for the Lakers, and he did in the bubble, but not for the Lakers as much as in the past. But in Miami, he affected the game. The Cavs, he affected the game. Let's go real quick, guys. We're gonna take a break real quick soon. But before we do, I was shocked. I just want to get your guys' feeling on this. I was actually shocked that the Cavs made the move for Donovan. That came out of nowhere for me. I thought for sure he was going to a larger city team. What was your thought when you saw he was going to the Cavs?
Shocking, because I thought he was going to go to New York, and those trades that you don't expect to talk about happen.
Absolutely.
But now Cleveland is going to be up there, probably third seed. Don't be surprised if LeBron opts out and goes back over there.
Well,
really?
Brian's gonna go to Cleveland. Watch. Brian's probably gonna go to Cleveland.
No, well, he's signed his
Bron or
last 2
Bronny?
years.
Bronny.
Bronny. Well, listen, Bronny, they have Bronny over there.
Both sons.
And well, first of all, let me tell you right now, for the record, I don't think Bronny is an NBA caliber player.
And right there, we're going to hold up. We're going to take a break really quick. We're going to get back to that and dissect why he's a Bronny hater now. And we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere after a word from our sponsors. Thanks, guys. It's the Profanity Nation. United One Protection Services. With over 30 years of experience, United One Protection Services has more expertise and knowledge than the other security companies combined. Residential, commercial, municipal, or institutional, United One Protection Services does more than just security. We protect your livelihood. United One Protection Services. Be sure to visit the Pure Life Alternative Wellness Center for all your 420 needs. They have everything from baby Jeters to Stizzy cartridges, fuzzies, pre-rolls, great deals on eighths, raw garden diamonds. They have your gear. They have Papa and Barkley relief patches. After a hard workout, you need those CBDs. You know that. They have plenty of edibles to choose from. Be sure to hit up the Pure Life Alternative Wellness Center. We are back, the Profanity Nation podcast. You know it, with Big Baby Jonathan Deli Dell from Big Baby Jonathan Podcast and Sports. And, of course, my co-host here, the Bron and Bronny hater, Money Mike. Okay, Bronny.
Money Mike.
Let's get right to it, Money Mike. Bronny, I don't disagree with you. He's definitely overhyped. I feel really bad for the guy, the pressure that's put on him. You think LeVar Ball put pressure on his boys. Second, LeBron said, I want to play with my son. That meant his son had no choice but to go after the NBA as a goal and to get there. Because if he doesn't, that's trouble. So
I think LeBron needs to go seek advice from Dwayne Wade about how, because
let your kid be your kid.
Well, here's the thing. When Dwayne Wade was really upset that his son was not getting playing time, and so in order for him to give him playing time, he went to the G League, and he's actually eligible to come into the NBA, now, and he didn't get drafted, and nobody's talking about him.
Yep.
And Bronny, I think, is the same way. Now, listen, Bryce, whole nother story, right? I think Bryce is the one. Bryce is actually
he's taller.
The LaMelo Ball in the situation. Because if you go from ranked number 20 in the nation and you drop down to number 16 in the nation, you talk about high school.
Yeah,
that means he's not going to mount up nowhere near in the pro realm. I mean, I didn't make this ranking. I mean, I'm just telling you what it is.
Yep.
Right. So he needs to look at some colleges, and they were down there in Ohio, and Ohio said that they want him. So go play for Ohio for 4 years, so that way you could go ahead and get it.
Do a Kuzma.
Here's the thing. LeBron did the jump from high school to pro. So he should know firsthand
if he can or can't.
If he can or can't. That's just the bottom line.
Yeah. Well, the one thing I'm going to say is don't believe the hype, all right? Because you're going to hear a lot of colleges, a lot of college names saying they're going after Bronny. He's a name. They want the attention. So just having them on the squad, they're willing to do that. If you're not hearing the big boys, if you're not hearing Duke, you're not hearing Tar Heels, those type of teams going after them, there's a reason, because they don't go after just names. They don't need it. So, some of the colleges that you'll hear, they're really going after the name as opposed to the player, and they'll just stick them on the squad. I'd like to get your feeling, Big Baby, on just really the pressure that Braun has created for his son. Bryce really has no pressure because he's younger and he's just going through it. And, you're watching Bronny. But I recall at some point, and please don't quote me, but I recall that at some point LeBron was quoted as saying he regrets giving Bronny his name because of the pressure that alone brought. Then he goes ahead and says, I want to play with Bronny in the NBA. I mean, that's just, I know he wants to, but you just don't, that's pressure on your kid. What do you make of that?
It's crazy how like he has so much pressure already as a kid growing up. And it's like maybe LeBron, has to take it on himself to say, you know what, do what you got to do. Don't listen to the noise. LeBron's talking to his son right every day about the spotlight. If you go to NBA, you're going to hear this. You're going to hear Skip Bayless. You're going to hear the media talk about it. So you do something wrong, they're going to criticize you regardless. You know what I mean? So I bet you LeBron's getting in his ear about it. And I bet you LeBron's going to tell him, do what you have to do and be your own self.
Okay. Well, he's already, though, put the pressure to get him in the NBA. Yeah. Bronny's got to be sitting there, Deli Dog. Bronny's got to be sitting there going, well, I just dropped in ranks. When he's in college, if it gets worse, they maybe behind the scenes are talking about a backup plan, but really you're talking about a kid who really has one directive, one goal, and regardless of what the press and Skip Bayless says, it's dad at this point. If he doesn't make it to the NBA, sure, dad's going to publicly say, "No, man, I'm proud of my son. I'm proud he did this." But as a son, we know when dad puts that on you, you want to bring that. You want to succeed. That doesn't.
If you ain't got it, you ain't got it, man.
Yeah, I know, but
look, I think it's actually okay. I mean, if you really look at like historically, especially in basketball, if you have an out of this world superstar, their son that comes in may make the league, but they're not going to be out of this world. The opposite happens, you know what I mean? Like, you had Del Carey was a really good, I think it was an all-star or whatever, but he's not a Hall of Famer, right? But Steph will be, right? The Thompson, same thing. Like Michael Thompson was a really good serviceable player. He actually was the number one draft pick.
Absolutely.
Right? But
but he was no Klay Thompson.
He's no Klay Thompson. So can he make the league? Yeah.
Maybe,
but
the league doesn't do favors. The league doesn't do favors. No, colleges will do favors. The league doesn't do favors.
They're real with it. You see that, like LiAngelo is still struggling,
exactly.
And Lonzo,
and he's been on the G League for the Hornets. It's the same team his brother's on.
Yeah,
and they're always screaming, "Oh, we play so good together." Let's get back really quick to that pressure, please.
Yes, sir. So I want to flip it. And be like, okay, we're thinking of everything that has been talked about and been said so far about the whole Bronny situation is how we're seeing it, how we're envisioning it. What if we're thinking from Bronny's perspective? Okay, like, hey, my dad is the king. He's got that title. But he might looking at me like, come on, man. But he got that title. He got that title. So it's like, okay, but it's like I'm my own self at the end of the day. And no matter what goes on, these coaches, like whoever I impress them. Of course, my dad has his name, but it's like I have to bring something to the table, So it's like the man definitely has skill as to the point of like, okay, like can you ball? You can ball, but he can ball, and you can
ball. Whether it's NBA quality, obviously he's too young and he's not expected to be NBA just yet. But whether he'll get there, that's up for debate, and only time will tell. I mean, obviously he can play.
Why everybody see it in Bryce?
Why what?
Why does everybody see it in Bryce?
Just because he's taller. Just because he's 6'9" versus what I think 6'6".
I honestly, out of the Ball brothers, I saw LaMelo when LaMelo was 16. I was like,
"What's up, Freddie?"
LaMelo, when LaMelo was 16, I was like, "Oh, LaMelo's different." I saw the potential that he had, above Lonzo and LiAngelo. I was like, "Oh, LaMelo's the one," And I see that in Bryce. Bronny is a good serviceable player, but will he make the league?
And that's something that he has to ask himself, like within. And like you said, like he's
ain't
he's
gonna
doing
ask
it
himself.
though. He's doing it.
He ain't gonna
has to
ask
ask
himself
that because it's like I'm on this journey myself.
Either you got it, but either you got it, you don't got it.
My dad's been doing the same thing, but I'm doing it myself, and it's like I've come this far. So it's really
essentially there's two possibilities, right? And Freddie Henderson, brought it up. Thank you for commenting, Freddie. He believes that the pressure maybe could actually make him stronger. Pressure makes diamonds. But pressure could also smash a piece of coal into smithereens. So he has two ways he can go here. He's either going to rise or he's going to fall. I'd like to believe that he's strong inside and that LeBron's built that, because LeBron is strong. But I just still believe that as a father, you got to be a little bit smarter and say, Bronny looks like he wants to play. That'd be amazing. He could make the NBA if I could stay around long enough. What an amazing dream. But LeBron has simply said, I'm staying around long enough to play with my son, as if it's already a foregone conclusion. That's kind of the narrative that's been put out. Well, you can say that, but then LeVar tried to make it happen too, and he got 2 out of 3. That's not bad, but 2 out of 3, he swore that all 3 would be in there, that they would play on the same team, and that if the Lakers don't draft it,
But LeVar is not LeBron.
It's true.
Even though LeVar tried to make it happen, LeBron is LeBron James.
Okay, so what are you telling me? I mean, I'm really asking. I'm asking a serious question.
Mm-hmm.
What are you telling me that an undraftable player will be drafted because his name was Bronny James?
No, I'm not telling you that. I'm telling you.
So because I really think next year there's a possibility he will not be drafted.
He won't leave college if that's the case.
It's going to go back to
he won't experience
before,
that.
Like how bad does he want it? The hype being talked about right now. How bad does he want it?
LiAngelo Ball wants it really bad.
Oh yeah, LiAngelo
wants it really
big
bad.
Baby.
Because if Bronny James doesn't make it to the league, I know he does Twitch games. He'll be like a gamer. He's a backup.
Well, he has options. Look, he's never going to need money.
He
That's the
Hall
one
of
thing.
Fame,
So that's cool. His dad's a billionaire. He ain't never going to need money.
Yeah.
And I'm sure whatever he does in life, whether it's the game, whether he sticks with basketball as a player, a coach, whatever, he'll be successful if he can stick with it. But I don't see him. He's not entering the draft if he isn't guaranteed he's being drafted. That is not going to happen. He will stay in college. He will do whatever. He is not entering the draft with the chance of not getting drafted. LeBron James and his confidant, his Clutch Sports will not let that happen.
Is it a failure for Bronny James if he does not go in the first round?
No.
I'll say no. If he's drafted at all, if he's drafted and gets on a squad and isn't dropped before the season starts, and even if he becomes a decent role player, then he's accomplished his goal. He's in the league. I'm okay with that. It's if he doesn't make the league. Making it. I don't believe that any team's going to pick him up for pity.
Yeah, same. I feel like he's going to end up in the G League for a couple of years, and then probably towards the end of LeBron's career.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, the G League. I won't be surprised if the South Bay Lakers picked him up.
So he's going to go to Gary Payton, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
I was just about to
So
mention
now,
I mean, that is a good story right there because you're talking superstar Gary Payton, and then you're talking his son, who I think spent 5 years in the G
right,
and overseas and bouncing around. Then to make it onto, he played for the Lakers a little bit off. He played for other teams off, made it to Golden State and made a difference.
Yep.
Finally got his payday. Left the team, but got a payday to get it. Now he's finally officially in the league. So that's something for sticking with it. That's for sure. And if you're going to use a story for
sticking
Bronny,
with it, though. Is Bronny sticking with it?
Is that good enough for Bron? I don't know.
Is the Bronny? I don't think Bronny would stick with it.
Yes, the league does bow down to Bron, Freddie. You're absolutely right. But do they bow down to Bronny? Remember, when Bronny gets in the league, Bron's already done. He may have a couple years left, but they already have to look past and be finding their next superstar. He cannot be the head of the NBA anymore when he's in his last year and done. So if they give a gift to Bronny sticks around, they look bad. LeBron is not going to be there for the rest of Bronny's career to prop him up. I actually believe there's a chance that LeBron buys a team and puts them on there. I actually think he could and would do that.
See, here's the thing though. When and GP3 definitely is a perfect example in this, but you knew how Gary Payton was. Like you knew, you've seen Gary Payton be at the. It was the LA Defenders.
He always played hard.
But he would be over there looking at his son, and he would be, yelling and talking shit and everything. Like that his son was getting it, and Gary instilled certain things in him about keep going. Does LeBron? I mean, I'm not. He's a great dad.
Yeah.
But does he? Do you think he instills that one?
He better have a meeting with Gary Payton Sr.
Yeah,
if his son makes it to the G League, he better talk with Gary Payton Sr. and say, how did you handle that?
Right.
How did you navigate that with your son? Did you keep the heat on? Did you step back and so forth?
Yeah, because Gary Payton did it.
But it all goes back to.
But they butted heads though. But go ahead.
It all goes back to how bad does Brownie want it.
Yeah,
It all goes back to
you're
him.
right.
And then we go about it. So he gonna have to be in the gym.
Hey.
He gonna have to get better. He gonna have to live up to that expectation.
Put up or shut up.
Hey,
Put up or shut up.
After he doesn't get drafted, I want to see what he does.
Dang.
If he does, that's
automatically think it's just not gonna happen.
That's it. Yeah, you're so sure it's not
gonna happen.
Obviously, we got to give him time.
Listen, if you drop down in rankings in the high school level, then you're not getting looked at by pros. You're not getting looked at by professional scouts. I mean, that's just
if you're 67th in the nation in high school,
right
before you get to college, that puts you in the third round.
Yeah.
You're already out of the 60 picks, and that's if he holds his spot and all those players come up. So if he's 67th now and comes out and he's 70th or 80th, that's going to be tough to make it on a team. You are probably looking at G League. The question will be: is it something he can develop into? Can he get better, or is it just his game and he's never going to?
And I'll tell you something else is different though about the G League, which is really really interesting. And
Rich Paul will make it happen. Yeah, it's possible.
Simstead will co-sign for me, I'm sure. It's one thing to go on a G League team. It's one thing to be on the G League Ignite.
Oh, yeah.
If you're on the G League Ignite, they're in the G League, but they really are
expected to go
the
to
team that basically, I don't want to go to college. I'm going to play for Ignite.
Mm-hmm.
And Ignite, and then because I think 4 top round, the first.
I think 4 of the first 10 were from that team.
From the Ignite. So it's one thing to be on the South Bay Lakers. It's another thing to be on the Ignite. If Ignite wants you, then that means they just getting you ready specifically for a year.
Yeah.
That's basically the one and done of the G League.
Yeah, that's you were going to make money overseas. We can't afford to keep losing these players, these non-NBA players to overseas. So they created that one team, which is just completely crazy because it's handpicked where the other teams don't get to do that. And they still have to play that team. They still have to, look against that team. So that whole dynamic is a little funky.
Yeah, it's weird because they're not actually.
They don't play by the same rules. Yeah, they don't play by the same rules as the other
cap
teams.
And all that is different.
And it was strictly a reaction. It wasn't a pro-action. It was a reaction to foreign countries paying for our young youth to go out there. And these players can either go to college for a year or they could go make a couple mil playing in Europe or Russia, as we know where the females go, to make their money. And, it's bound to happen. Let's go ahead and let's switch topics really quick. I brought up, playing overseas and so forth. WNBA season, obviously, as we know, winding down, coming to an end, so forth. There are 30 female players slated to go to Russia this year, still, even after the Brittany Griner situation, to go play for Russian teams. The press and the media would have you believe that this is because they're so desperate, they don't make money here, that they now have to play over there. I don't believe it's that at all. I believe actually it's not as bad. I believe if you go over there and just follow the rules, you're okay. People are saying, "Oh, that you don't give Russia more political pawns and political prison." She did something. This isn't she didn't do nothing. She did something, right? Is it worth 9 years? No, not in America, but there's things that we consider a crime here that aren't a crime other places. You do it here, you're going to go to jail. What do you feel? What do you guys feel? Let's start with Big Baby about the female players still deciding to go to Russia. I think about 30 players.
30 players. If they don't want to go, they shouldn't have to be forced. It's their decision. And I feel like they should just the female players, if they don't want to go, don't bash them about it. You know, media shouldn't get on them about it.
The ones who do.
Yeah.
Yeah, just it's a personal
Yeah,
choice.
it's a personal choice. If I want to go Russia to play basketball, let me do it. It is what it is. Don't bash me for it. But with Brittany Griner, it's unfortunate that she went through that. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And because I heard that she didn't know it was in there, but I think
It
that
don't
shit,
matter.
Somehow it made it all the way to
yeah,
Russia.
Yeah,
They
but
don't sell them in Russia,
but-
so somehow it made it out there.
But do you think she'll ever get out?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, she
yeah, she'll get out.
So here's my thing. What's really crazy, first of all, look, I looked up the salaries. Some of those people make like 60 grand a year. I think the highest paid WNBA player is like 233,000.
Yep.
And
the whole LeBron makes more than the whole league put
that's
together.
that's the highest paid player, you know, like the stars, right? But these people that are complaining about that, about how because they have to go overseas. Hey, I have an idea. Why don't y'all start buying some WNBA?
Thank you. Watch the effing games. Yeah, you're the
Watch-
reason that they have to go there
because
the NBA subsidizes the WNBA every year to the tune of $10 to $15 million just so they can survive.
So yeah, so if
where are all these people complaining?
Yeah, so if you guys really don't want them because
the Bill Burr theory,
the money is the money, right? You know what I mean? Like, you know, and like Shifter said, they are they don't even have private jets, unfortunately, which I think is sad. So they have to, you know, the Sparks, what, 2 weeks ago, they spent the night in Kevin wasn't enough hotel rooms. They had spent the night in the airport. I think that's absolutely ridiculous that people that you actually see recognized on national TV have to go and endure that. But the reason why they have to endure that is because these people are not going to these games.
They're not spending the money.
If you want to rectify that and say, look, we want them to be able to make a living, hey, buy some tickets.
Buy some jerseys. Buy some tickets. Support the league.
Yeah, right.
It's that simple.
Because look, I'm telling you right now, so Sparks tickets, I could get a suite. I could get in the suite for $9 a ticket at the Staples Center. I mean, crypto.
We all
Staples
know.
Center.
It'll always
right?
be Staples.
So look, if we start doing that, then and the money, then they would have ability to be able to stay here. But they don't make any money.
It's simple. It's a money situation. If the money's not coming in, it can't go out. Are these women playing as hard as they can? Absolutely. Even Money Mike, you're a huge proponent. You always said if you want to watch good fundamental basketball, go watch the WNBA.
Yeah.
Go watch the WNBA.
They're competitive, man, and
less showboating, more fundamental basketball skills in the WNBA than you're going to see in the NBA. You've got showboating, you've got all this stuff in the NBA. People, you know, we all know playing for themselves, playing for their name, playing for that next contract. And the WNBA, they're just hustling. They're just hustling, trying to do the best they can, and they have to listen to their coach, and they just try and win. But it just comes down to finances. And if you guys out there aren't supporting the league, then you have no reason to complain. There's nothing you can say there. Hey, Big Baby, I see something sitting here. What do we got here? You mind bring that up? Let's show that.
Present you guys with Big Baby Sports.
Oh, awesome.
Big Baby Sports shirt.
Oh, that's sweet.
You know.
Let me see that thing. That is awesome. So we got this Big Baby Sports. Let's go. Can we get a close up on this one here? Show me here. There we go. Big Baby Sports.
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
Awesome. I'm going to keep it right here for now. But other people can actually get these too, right?
Yeah, most definitely. You can go to Teespring, teespring.com, Big Baby Sports. Get you some merch, man.
All right. Get you some merch. You guys could get this yourself. You could wear it, sport, and support our man Big Baby here, just like we're talking about supporting WNBA. Hey, look, we all do this out of passion and fun. But if you like it, if you like what Big Baby does, show some support, show some love. He's got the shirts. We love it. It's awesome. We're going to take this one. We're going to hang it on our wall. You know that. So that's for sure. Money Mike, guys, we always finish our podcast. I know it's getting it was quick, right?
Yeah.
We always finish our shows, with a segment we call. Here he goes. He's getting ready. Okay. That we call Money Mike's Out of Bounds. It's simple. Money Mike's going to share his opinions or thoughts on a topic, and he wants to know, are his thoughts in bounds or out of bounds? Money Mike, you got the mic.
On. Yeah, it's on. Hey, yo, so look, I just want to make clear that you guys are going to know where I'm coming from on this, but I want to say, am I out of bounds to say that if LeBron James does not give us 3 championships in a row, based on the $150 million he's gonna make, then there is no way in the world his number can be retired as a Laker. The only criteria I'm giving LeBron
would be a
right
total
now,
of 4 Laker championships.
he would have to give us 3 in a row, a total of 4, in order, and that's the only way that he should be even.
We'll start with Big Baby.
Eligible to get his number retired. If he don't do that, because here's the thing. Let me explain my point right quick. Yeah. Is we know that he's going to break Kareem's record, and then they're like, "Oh my God,
that's a longevity record."
That, but that's a longevity record. That had nothing to do really with him. He just happened to be on the Laker team when he did it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's not a retireable offense. So, am I out of bounds for saying that? Hey, he has to give us at least 3 more championships in a row.
Big Baby.
I agree with you. So it's inbounds.
Okay, so you're saying that LeBron has to deliver the Lakers 4 championships, 1 in 2020, the bubble, 3 in a row now. So he has to go for a 3-peat. Otherwise, his jersey does not deserve to be retired and in the rafters next to Kobe, Wilt, Worthy, Kareem, Magic, and all of them.
But yet, LeBron wasn't drafted by the Lakers, or Kobe wasn't either. But what I'm saying is, man, just LeBron's not going to be retired Laker jersey. So cut that out. Laker Nation, you know who I'm talking to. Shout out to everybody. But what I'm saying is, LeBron does have to win 4 championships. Because what has he done? I know he got us the bubble, but it's like all the injuries and whole Westbrook. But for me, you got to win 4, or it's a failed. Like it's failed.
Deli Del.
I agree.
So
inbounds or out of
bounds?
bounds?
I'll be surprised, but partial what you said. Come on, Money Mike. That's out of bounds. 3 in a row.
Yeah,
3 in a row.
That's out of bounds.
3 in a row.
That's out of bounds. But you are in bounds with. He has to do more at the Lakers to get retired.
Yep.
To be with the Lakers right now. If he's retiring, I give him back to Cleveland.
LeBron's not going to get his jersey retired with the Lakers. Come on now.
3 in a row.
He's not.
3 in a row. You're out of bounds. Everything else you said is in bounds.
I
just can't do the 3 in a row.
You know where
why can't you do 3 in a row?
This is the NBA.
Why can't
you know how hard each team
don't
is
talk to me.
getting
I'm not hearing about that.
Every year.
See, we go make excuses.
Come on.
I thought he was a GOAT. I thought he was a GOAT.
What else happens if you have another Warriors team with Durant?
I thought he was a GOAT.
All teams
I thought he was a GOAT.
All teams got to do. Hear me out.
I thought he was a GOAT.
All teams got to do is because I don't want to be here no more. Get me off the team.
I thought he was a GOAT.
You go. You're a free agent, or you get traded, and now you're on the team.
Help me out there. Anybody listen, help me out. I thought he was a GOAT.
Okay, you're way out of bounds. You're so far out of bounds. You're not even on the friggin' court. And the reason why, okay,
BBJ, I like to invite you to be a permanent person.
Because he agreed. The reason why you're so far out of bounds, Money Mike, is because one gentleman by the name of Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis is so injury prone that if Pau Gasol was constantly injured and constantly going down for as many games, Kobe went to 1-3. Kobe's the first to say it. He would have told you himself that without his troop, that's not happening. LeBron doesn't. I mean, when Kobe had Chris Mim, he didn't win. Okay, so it's not just Kobe, and you can have the heart of a champion. You can have it's not a one-player game. Okay, so now if you tell me, hey, for the last 3 years of his career on the Lakers, everyone was healthy, everyone was playing at a high level, and they still failed. Okay, you might be able to say, but up till date,
right now,
everything we're talking about. You're not screaming about LeBron's play last year is why we didn't make it. We're screaming about Vogel and we're screaming about Anthony Davis's injuries.
A lot of stuff going into it.
So you can say, hey, provided this team stays healthy, if we don't win, he shouldn't be retired. If we do, it has so much to do with the other players around him and the squad that how you can hang that on any one individual is just that's completely unfair.
I have a question. When we had Chris Mim, did we make the playoffs?
We may have. It was a different time, different squad.
we made the playoffs.
Different.
We literally made the playoffs.
But did we win the championship?
They win
No,
championship.
but then
Well,
we,
does that-
then we
does-
can
does-
Talent-
so now
talent
you're
is so
okay
much
with
more
making.
different than what it is now in the
If
NBA.
you don't win a championship, it's a failed season.
But let's just put
You
this into
cannot do it like
perspective,
that.
right?
Yeah.
You bring up Kobe's name, and he's like, "Well, at least we made the playoffs." You bring up LeBron's. I want 3 championships in a row.
That's where he's out of bounds.
Yeah,
This guy
yeah.
40
Money Mike is out of
Hey,
bounds.
this guy about to make $47 million like 2 times in a row.
Yeah,
Team sport, you gotta have.
it's-
You gotta have.
That's as silly as saying, "Well, this movie made $100 million this year, and it's the biggest growth." Well, sure, ticket prices are $30 a ticket now.
Yep.
When they were $3 a ticket, it was hard to make $30 million. Now they're $30 a ticket. It's not that big of a deal anymore.
But see,
So the amount of money he's getting paid is nothing when you consider some of these other players are making 30 and 20, and they don't even fucking hold
It's not
dirt.
nothing. It's definitely not nothing. But I see where you're going.
Yeah,
That's
it's
definitely
it's
just
all
not
relative
nothing.
to the times.
Yeah,
It's
man,
all
yeah,
relative
'cause
to
there's
the
still a lot
time.
of money.
Oh yeah, no,
Still a
of
lot of
course.
money.
The
Out of
guy-
bounds. Your mom says you're out of bounds. You can't deny that.
Yes,
You
Mom.
can't deny that. You're out of bounds.
LeBron, well,
DJ Anthony Vince, your brother says it is LeBron's fault, so
well,
he's with
okay,
you.
I know LeBron.
Not 3 in a row.
I know why. Why not? You gotta. Why not 3 in a row?
If they're healthy, they have to
Yeah.
compete.
Okay,
They have to win.
okay.
I'll give
Hold
2
many?
out of 3.
2 out of 3. You want 2 out of 3?
They have to make it
because-
healthy, and
Yep.
if they do, 2 out of 3.
Yep. I'll say 3 because when you come to the Lakers, you have the expectation to win every year.
Correct.
Exactly.
But you can't do it alone. This isn't golf or tennis.
Yeah, that's understandable. But LeBron doesn't take accountability. He's always pointing the finger.
One thing look at, I'm going to say, and I'm not an apologist, but one thing he does do is take accountability for himself, for his body to be in shape, and he's always ready.
What did he say anything about this year? On accountability, LeBron. I didn't see any accountability. I saw a lot of pointing fingers. I'm just keeping it real.
Look again. Anthony Davis injured. You got Frank Vogel with nobody is standing here. Nobody in this room, and I don't think anybody watching who's going to go ahead and put a comment is going to sit there and say, no, Vogel did a great job. They really should have competed. Nobody. That's why he's gone. Take the coach out, put a new coach in. Get these guys healthy. If they don't, if we have everyone healthy and they don't make the playoffs, by all means, scour the guy.
Yep.
Stick him in the flames. Tell him, man, you didn't do it. Absolutely.
They're not going to do
I
it.
have to go here. What if Jordan was on this team? On this Lakers
So
team?
Jordan was on the team?
Swap
Yeah.
Jordan and LeBron
Yeah.
James.
And how do you think that? How do you think LeBron would? I mean, Jordan. You think Jordan would take this Laker team to the finals?
I don't think.
No,
I
he
don't think
didn't.
they would have
He
won
didn't
it.
take- he didn't
I
take
don't think they would have won it all, but they
They
definitely would have been in the playoffs. They would have been in the playoffs.
They would have been in the playoffs.
But
Really?
I don't know about winning it all.
Really? What?
I don't
I'm
know
sorry.
about winning it all,
When he
even with
came
Jordan.
back and played, what was it for the Wizards? Right? Where did they go?
Playoffs.
No, I'm talking about prime Jordan.
In the
I was
East.
talking about prime Jordan.
Well, prime
Jordan.
anybody. Put prime
Prime Jordan.
put prime
Yeah.
LeBron on this. Remember the teams. We're out of time, guys. But
Yeah.
let's end with this. Remember the teams, the Cav teams that he dragged to the finals. Literally
But
dragged.
see, but
He didn't win
here's
the
my
ring.
problem. Here's my problem. And you know what's going to happen.
Bring Phil back.
No. Here's my problem. You know what's going to happen. As soon as the season starts, they're going to say, oh, my God, LeBron hasn't lost a step. He's just as great as he's always
Yeah.
been. So, what,
LeBron
I mean,
James
that's
is the
media.
most popular person talked about every time on any show. ESPN,
Well,
any show,
look.
LeBron James is going to be talked about, good or bad.
look.
Absolutely.
That's the way the
Everybody-
media is.
And the
Nobody else in the NBA at all is
He-
being talked about.
he's the
so much
face
as
of the
LeBron
league
James.
still. He's squeaky clean. He's had no scandals. He hasn't been caught in the strip club eating Lou Williams lemon wings. He hasn't been skiing and broken a shoulder and lied about it. You
Romanovich.
don't see him in trouble. He's the face of the league, deservedly so. Take these football players constantly in jail, people constantly in trouble, sexual issues with women, abuse issues. Look, man, if you're the head of a league and you've got a face like that, hell yeah, you're gonna push
you
it
gotta be
because
okay with that.
you gotta push it, and you know what, you gotta respect it. You really
Look,
do.
Did he lose a step or he didn't? That's my question.
On the defensive side,
What's
Yes.
what's the media
No
saying?
question.
Like because I mean they so oh my God, final time is undefeated, but not with LeBron. LeBron looks just good in his prime now than he did 5 years ago.
well.
I mean, all I want to do is really just have a consistent narrative about him, right? So if we say, hey, he's lost a step, he's not as good as he's always been, but he's still a valuable asset.
I have
then
a
we can
question.
roll with
I
it.
have a
We can have
question
that,
for
we
you
can
then.
have that.
Well,
but it has to
I have a
be-
question then. Who you're mad at is the media, not LeBron. LeBron's not out there saying, I
Hey.
haven't lost a step. I'm
think-
still
I
the
think
best.
it's- I think
wait.
It's the media
BBJ,
you're mad at.
BBJ.
Yeah.
Did LeBron or did he not say he was 100%?
100%
100%.
of this age.
No,
He didn't say I'm 100% when
No.
I was 25.
He said I'm 100%.
He said it
But
was
like
100%.
He said it was 100%.
And he said he was playoff ready.
Play already.
No, well, the team wasn't. That's
Right.
for sure.
that's exactly what I was gonna get back to.
But why,
You cannot-
why isn't LeBron
you
get held
cannot
accountable?
say it. I
He's
feel
having
That's
like
the media, though. That's
But,
not
hey,
Bron.
as
This
fans,
dude
we should be
literally,
able to
and
criticize
we
LeBron.
we have to go.
Oh,
We have to go. But this dude
Yeah.
literally said we were in the 9th seed
Yep.
2 years ago. This dude we had 21 games left in the season. You know, and he said, I'm about to go in playoff mode. I quote,
Yeah,
about to
that
go in
narrative's gotta
playoff
go.
mode. All right, LeBron,
Mhm.
you only a game and a half. You got 21 games to make the playoffs, and you about to go in playoff mode.
So this should be easy.
So let me comment this. I know we have to go
You're good.
like soon, but let me comment this. So that season before AD got hurt, where were they at?
Oh, you know what? I'm
Where
gonna
were
tell
they
you.
at?
I'm gonna
That
tell you.
season
I'm
before
gonna
AD
tell you.
Davis got hurt.
I'm gonna tell you.
and
I'm gonna tell you.
it comes back to
Look.
the team. We was no team last season.
I say this
Yeah,
is,
but
this is
look,
the
we was
best.
all
This is
injured
the
last
best
season.
we can
Where
do.
was he
Yeah.
at? Where was he
As-
at when AD was there?
As media
But-
ourselves. The best that we can do is do exactly what you said. Hold them accountable. I think right here, I think we can all agree we're not going to stand for the it's only preseason bullshit.
Not anymore.
We're not going to stand for they
I need
need
some
time to get it
actions.
together bullshit. No, they need to get it going right from the start. Practice does not make perfect. Perfect practice makes perfect. Y'all need to play hard every single time, every preseason game, every game. Show up from game 1 through game 81. Get it done. Make it happen. Stop making excuses. Everybody.
Can we make the playoffs?
Yes.
No, that's not
Yes,
enough.
We can make the
We better be the favorite going to the
Can we make the
playoffs.
playoffs?
Making the playoffs.
How many years has LeBron been on the team?
4 or
How many-
5.
How many times have we made the playoffs?
2. So,
That was like a playing game.
yeah, we had to play it. You're
And I was like,
no
and I was
question,
like-
no question. But are you
All
more?
I'm saying.
But the one name I haven't heard you come up with is Rob Pelinka. Okay, and he's building this squad. He's the one who tore down the
Is he really?
2020
Well, I thought
squad.
it was LeBron.
He's
Is
the
he
one.
really?
No. LeBron didn't
The
say get
GM?
rid.
No,
LeBron
LeBron's the
may suggest and say,
LeBron
I
is
want. Okay,
What did
but
Carmelo say?
Braun
What
did
did-
not
what
get
did
rid of
Carmelo
Dwight
say?
Howard.
Hey, LeBron called up Carmelo and said, "Yo, you want to be on the Lakers?"
Yes.
Carmelo like he said yes.
Yes.
He said, "All right, well, we'll see
He
what
can
happens."
make that happen.
And
yeah.
then Carmelo said,
Yeah.
"Look, man, you're the
Mhm.
GM.
Yeah.
If you
yeah,
want me on the team, I'm coming."
Yes.
And then what
But
happened?
you know he is so is
If I'm lying,
he the
tell
one
me.
that did the Patrick Beverly choice?
Yes, he had to.
Okay. Well, we'll see. We'll see.
And what's the,
Time
what's
will
the
tell.
reasoning behind that trade then? If he was behind that,
Look,
he really trying to get Russell Westbrook out of there?
listen,
Because that's the first thing I
Well-
would think. I'm come on, you guys give me Patrick
he
Beverly.
wanted some more toughness.
I'm gonna have to adjust. And
We're
stuff,
gonna
but-
finish with Big Baby here. Go real quick.
LeBron and Westbrook were sitting opposite sides of Summer League. They didn't shake hands.
No, they didn't talk at all. They didn't talk at all.
So what does that?
This
tell
is
you?
awesome. Big Baby, thank you for joining us. Will you please let all of our listeners and followers know the best way to keep up to date with what you've got going on?
Follow me on Twitter, Big Baby Jonathan. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, Big Baby Sports, man. I want to say thank you for bringing me on, man. It's my first ever in studio. I'm blessed and honored to be here, man. Shout out to all my real supporters and shout out to my fiance, my brother, and all my Laker family out there.
Deli Del.
You guys can stay in touch with me on my Instagram. I'm active most over there. It's _Deli _Del _. Other than that, I appreciate being on with you guys.
You
with
guys
the
are
podcast.
awesome. You did an awesome job, and you're a champ, dude. They're saying this is your first time in the studio, but this ain't your first time.
that's why I'm
Yeah.
here,
It's your first time behind the mic, so
Yeah.
you're a professional. You got it done, definitely. And we'll get you back in here real soon.
Definitely.
For Money Mike, Simsta, Stat Pat wasn't with us today, but we thank you. Marco Nunez, and I want to give a shout out. Can we bring those comments up really quick, please? I just want to shout out some names. Again, DJ Anthony Vincent, Morgan Kelly, Freddie Henderson, all of you. Thank you so much. You make this fun. Lakers World Order. You
him
are
too
part
on
of the
YouTube.
game. Follow everybody on there. They're on there. You can watch this video on YouTube, and the audio will be coming out on Tuesdays. Don't forget, starting in October, the Profanity Nation podcast will only be found on the Infinity Studio streaming channel. We will no longer be found on our own channel. We will have clips and promos, but to watch the whole show and participate live, you're going to have to go to the Infinity Studio streaming channel on YouTube, so be sure to find it. Go subscribe now so you don't miss anything. Subscribe to us on Instagram so you stay up to date with the guests, the amazing guests that we have on. We'll be back next week. As always, we have Dan the Laker fan next week from Twitter. He's going to join us. He's going to break it down. He's got a lot of followers. We're going to get him
Who is
here.
that?
Dan the Laker fan.
I don't know who that is.
Oh, yeah, he's good. You'll remember. You'll know him as soon as he comes on. So we can't wait. Stay up to date. Like I said, on Instagram. Subscribe on
Love having
YouTube
that
at the
LeBron
Infinity
debate.
Studios. And we're going to bring it straight. We're going to be honest about the team, about the squad, and everything going on. We look forward to seeing you next week. Thank you for joining the Profanity Nation.
Peace.
Peace.